Hello and welcome to another installment of Ask Solomon, where you ask me questions and I answer them. Today I'm answering a question by Pagrians, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who wants to know why and how did you start YouTube, what got you into it, and who or what inspired you. Okay, well, as for why I started YouTube, I began uploading videos to this channel in, I think, December 2011 when I was 12, and I was uploading Team Fortress 2 gameplay. And I think the main reason why I was doing it then was that it's kind of a norm within the TF2 community, once you get invested enough into the game, to have a YouTube channel. If you look at pretty much every top player in the game, they pretty much, with very few exceptions, all have YouTube channels. Moreover, it's a way that you can share gameplay footage and gain clout within the community, and indeed people did recognize me in the game from my YouTube efforts. As for the kinds of videos I'm making these days, where I'm talking at the camera and showing my face, it's something I've wanted to do for quite a long time, but I never thought I would start as early as July last year when I was 19. I always figured that I would need more experience. The main reason why I started making these videos as early as I did, rather than giving it more time like I always planned to do, was that last year my mother died, which was obviously quite a hard thing to deal with. But on top of that, some conflict arose between my immediate family and her side of the family. And at the time I didn't think much of it. I understand that during times of grief, people process it all differently. Some people actually do become quite angry and hostile. But I figured that as long as enough time passed, that unless something catastrophic happened, that it would all blow over. Unfortunately, though, that catastrophic thing did in fact happen. My maternal grandfather died shortly after my mum died, which heightened the conflict pretty much to a level where the situation just couldn't be repaired. And of course at that time I wanted nothing more than to just go to the gym and train really hard, because the way that I cope with hardship is to just work in whatever capacity I can. But unfortunately at the time I was dealing with a rather nasty case of elbow tendonitis. I had if you didn't hear that, not that that is anything dire, I don't know why I pointed that out. That crack is just cavitation in the elbow, totally benign. But I had tendonitis in the medial epicondyles of both elbows. In other words, I had golfer's elbow. And knowing what I know now, I probably could have treated it and gotten back to training, but due to the psychological barriers I faced at the time, I regressed physically and I didn't do much upper body training. So I needed another outlet. I needed another way that I could work. And if you recall, the very first video I made showing my face on this channel was a book review of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which I was gifted for my birthday. I remember having read a few passages and thinking it was a little suspect. So I just decided, after I had a light bulb moment, that I would make a book review for this YouTube channel. So I suppose you could say that I began making these kinds of videos more out of desperation than anything else. But what I found was a really warm community that received my video in a really positive way. And that has incentivized me to keep making these styles of videos. As for who or what inspires me, I draw inspiration from both online and offline sources, but in terms of YouTube channels, I can say for sure that I really like the channel Jeff Nippard. He's a science-based fitness content creator, and I really like the channel ContraPoints. She makes political videos, but in a light-hearted, humorous way, while still remaining incredibly informative and calm. But that kind of joyful, light-hearted element I feel is really absent from the political domain, which I find pretty toxic. That's the video. Thank you kindly for watching, and I will catch you in some other video. More content on the way.